Set up.
By the way,
Hi, everyone.
you might hear my roommate explode like that. He's practicing he's in the Open Invitational for Dota 2's big tournament, the International.
How many competitive PC games does he play between that and PUBG and
I mean, Dota, he's sunk thousands of hours into Dota is his game.
Jeez, man.
I think I know this was years ago too. He was at 3,000 hours, so I can't imagine what he's at now.
That was 2 years ago?
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Gee,
He plays Dota 2 is his game.
I can't what's the game you've played the most in your life? Is it probably Destiny?
I think it's still Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door.
I'm trying to think what mine is, and it's probably Team Fortress 2. Probably. But I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah, I'd say Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, or Destiny.
A lot of noise coming from my downstairs.
My Destiny numbers are inflated because Kevin's played on my account before, so.
Oh, he has. Kevin, you buying me Destiny 2 at launch? You better. You said you would. We've got the tweets to prove it. Don't forget. Aren't they shutting down Destiny 2 in like what, August? Or Destiny in like August? Or that's like when the new content drops officially end or something like that?
All I heard was Trials ends in August. The competitive PvP mode ends in August.
Ask him to turn the TV downstairs because it's being picked up on my mic. I don't know if you can hear it.
I can't hear anything. What a video game podcast.
Okay. Around. The TV shall be turned downstairs. Let's get going here. I know we don't have like a super fantastic outline this week, but mainly
I have no outline.
Happening.
You're gonna guide me. You are my humble guide.
Fine. Don't worry.
I'm not worried.
We actually have some stuff from last week that we never talked about as well, so we probably need to touch on some of those stories. Because last week was just all, hey Logan, how was E3?
E3. That thing you went to.
Let me tweet this out so more people can watch live for however long we do the live thing.
What? I hooked my Wii up the other day.
Yeah, I saw, because you got all your Metroid garbage.
Yeah, I bought Fusion.
When I say garbage, I mean garbage.
I bought Fusion and a Game Boy Micro.
You bought a Game Boy Micro?
I did.
How much was that?
I got the Famicom edition, so it was like $100.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I had a bid on eBay and no one outbid me. I've always wanted a micro, and the Famicom one is my favorite colors, so I'm excited. I'm getting into this whole best quality of your old games stuff. I really want a Framemeister.
I have no idea what that is because I'm too busy playing new things and old things. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 98 of Millennial Gaming Speak. I'm your host, Logan Moore, and I just cut Max off there at the beginning. You probably heard him trying to jump in, but that's not happening. Max, hello. What's going on?
Nothing much. You did cut me off. I hope I can. I think I'll just edit right up to that line because
it's fine. You can leave it. You can leave it in. I mean,
the music will drown it out anyway.
Hear it. So we're back, and this is kind of a normal groove, sort of. We're nearing that 100, which is going to be a interesting episode that you'll want to keep your eye.
We really need to start actually implementing those plans this week.
Yeah, so we'll give you more of a heads up about. Well, I guess behind the curtain, we don't need to give the people at home a heads up.
They don't need a heads up. They're going to be surprised.
Yeah, we will. We'll let you know what we decide to do with that when the time comes, when it publishes on the iTunes and the SoundClouds. But we do have some plans for 100. We wanted to do something special for that because I didn't really I don't want to say I didn't envision us getting to that number, but
We're finally here.
It seemed a lot more larger a few years ago. So it's cool that we've actually gotten that far. But yeah, back to the grind. And now, Max, as you know, and as the people at home probably know, E3's over. Which means we are in the dead period. We are in the elephant graveyard of gaming news and just talk about games.
Yeah, it's like E3 took us up onto Pride Rock and said, everything the light touches is yours, except over there.
Yeah. So now we're pretty much there. So yeah, the next month of the show, if you consume games media, gaming talk, not radio, but podcasting, whatever, you know that these couple months are this next month or two is actually pretty dry. Actually, I will say, however, that August is a lot more packed with games than I gave it credit for up front.
Only things I'm aware of in August, at least on my radar, is obviously Mario Rabbids, and then Tacoma is August as well, right?
And Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
It is August 22nd.
Yeah. So that is that month as well. I've actually got a list here if you want me to run down it real quick, because there seriously is like a lot of good stuff that month. Madden, of course, is that month as well. Tacoma as well is that month. Lawbreakers comes out the 8th. Sonic Mania is in August, which I'm very, very excited for. Matterfall is in August because Housemarque decided to shadow drop that on all of our faces like last week. We've got Uncharted, like you said, Madden, Mario and Rabbids, and then Everybody's Golf comes out as well, which is actually a solid golfing game. Absolver, have you kept your eye on Absolver? Because I think that game looks awesome.
Heard of it. I don't even know what it is.
You've probably seen it. It's like the 1v1 like RPG fighting. It's really hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it. I think it was shown off in one of the press conferences at E3 last year. I've had my eye on it for a while. It looks really dope.
No idea.
And then the closing out, like the very last day of the month, is Life is Strange. The prequel 3-episode series is also coming out in August. So yeah, there's like actually there's way more coming out. Plus and then on top of that, there's
3-4 games I want to get in that month.
There's Pyre and Fortnite, which are both the very last week of July. So from last week of July moving into August,
July as well.
And then Splatoon is kind of the big release in July.
Certainly for Switch.
Yeah, and then Final Fantasy 12 remasters next month as well.
I'm curious, what platform are you playing Sonic on?
I don't know yet. I was thinking it's weird because like in my head I'm like, oh, which one's most similar to the Genesis? None of them. So
None of them.
I don't know. Probably PlayStation or Xbox if I had to guess. I thought about Switch, but
I'm thinking Switch.
I don't want to when I go back to my roots of Sonic, there's like this person inside of me who's like, I will never play Sonic on a Nintendo system. I don't care what the situation is. Like I go back to that console wars roots deep within me, even though I was really never like dedicated to either side.
That's really interesting because the first and only Sonic games I've played are on Nintendo systems. Yeah,
exactly. So, but I'm familiar with them all just because of the Genesis, obviously. And I feel like I need to remain loyal to that system for some reason, even though the console wars are 20 years removed at this point. I don't know. It'll probably be pretty good on Switch, though. I think the one reason I don't want to play it on Switch, though, honestly, is because I will more than likely, and this is why I'm leaning towards PS4, I'm thinking that might be a game I play with the D-pad. And that D-pad on that there Switch, I am not a fan of.
The Pro Controller is...
Maybe I don't have a Pro Controller, though. It's like $60-$70, and I still haven't bought one. So, and I want to at some point. But
I will either get it on Switch or PlayStation. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've...
Because you also got to think trophies.
Yeah, trophies are the other thing. But I've actually been trying to give my Xbox a little bit more love lately. And honestly, like I was sketching it out like later this year and seeing like what I would end up getting on it's just kind of like thinking in my head, like which games am I going to end up getting on which system? Honestly, there is a ton of things I am planning on buying for my Xbox.
Exclusives?
No, like third party.
You're just
Mainly.
gonna play all your stuff on Xbox? Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein.
Assassin's Creed, I've always played on Xbox, so I will play the next one on that as well. Wolfenstein, I always play my shooters on Xbox, or I tend to. Like, there's certain shooters I play on PlayStation for some reason. Like, I don't know why. Like Far Cry, I will, and Battlefront, I will play on PlayStation as well. But like, I don't know. I like using that Elite controller because I think it is obviously great for shooters.
Oh, I love a good Elite controller.
But yeah, there's actually a lot more this fall that I'm probably going to snag on my Xbox than I anticipated. So I'm actually like really excited about that. Plus Cuphead.
Oh my gosh, Cuphead.
Plus I'll probably get PlayerUnknown's this fall too, which you should as well. We should totally play that game. I stand by that. It's only gonna be $30-$40.
Yeah, that game looks good.
And that would be really fun to do in co-op. I'd have to get gold again though, because I actually haven't played online in a couple weeks. The last time I did was near the end of my subscription, and I think I played Overwatch a couple weeks ago.
I don't have gold or PS Plus.
You should probably fix that somewhat soon. Well, at least when a multiplayer game comes out that you want. I totally forgot Tacoma is out though in August because
Xbox launch exclusive.
Yeah, totally forgot about that. I'll have to maneuver some things around. But yeah, what have you been into lately?
Games. Too many games.
I thought you said 2D
games. Been playing Horizon still a good game.
Did you end up buying all the purple weapons or the purple rarity weapons?
Yeah, I got most purple stuff now. Did
you get the arrows that are like really powerful? That like when you shoot something is like that hurt them really well. That is a powerful arrow.
I think I've picked up 3 of those just kind of around in the world, but I don't have a bow for it yet.
Oh, you don't?
I have 2 bows right now. One, the starting bow, shoots normal arrows and fire arrows, and then I have another bow, rock and ice arrows. That's where I'm at right now.
I have not. You should have had the more powerful compound bow by now.
I haven't bought it yet.
You should totally buy that because that'll help you.
I don't
just rack everything.
I don't like stats.
It's amazing. Like if it has the reinforced arrows, those are the best arrows in the game. You should also purchase the stacking arrow thing where you can like, I think hit R1 and like stack 2 or 3 of them in there together. If you use those compound arrows, or I can't remember what they're called. If you use the more powerful arrows and then stack like 3 or 4 of them and pull it back and just shoot something in the face after you have like damaged it with frost power or with the frost sling.
Yeah.
Can wipe anything out in that game.
Yeah. I have one more cauldron. And so I'm on my way to that because in my head, I have this theory that early on in the game, you can find this like underground facility where there's like special armor or something behind a door, but you can't open the door yet. You have to restore power to it or something. And in my head, I'm like, I have to beat all the cauldrons to do this. So I'm doing that and getting the draft things, clearing out the map. I haven't done any story stuff in a while. But that's what I'm working on right now. I don't know, I'm 20-ish hours in.
When you finish the cauldrons, I think you just finished the cauldrons. I think that's it.
I'll go back and still try to figure out that armor.
The armor is like, even for me, armor was like one of the very, very last things I unlocked.
Armor's so ugly. The armor in that game is ugly.
It's one of the last things you unlock because I don't know how much you know about it, but it makes you pretty much invincible. Like you can't.
The quest is level 25. I'm level 27.
You can't die once you get it though. Like it is pretty.
I have no idea what it does, but I want it.
Hard. It's just like really protective shielding armor. It pretty much.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get hurt.
I killed my first Thunderjaw.
Your first one?
Yeah, it was in the cauldron. I had to beat it to leave.
That's cool. Those are fun to fight. Those are fun fights. You should do the hunting
lodges
side quest. Yeah, the lodge. That was like one of my favorite subsections of that video game.
I haven't enjoyed those very much.
Those are awesome. I think those are really fun. And then leading into the final hunt for like the sacred animal or the sacred robo dino or whatever that they're always talking about.
I haven't heard any talk of a sacred robo dino.
There's one that they've mentioned. I'm pretty sure they mentioned it like very early on when in those quests.
No, I haven't done a lot of them.
That like a certain person will come along and kill this sacred animal or something like that. I don't know. Those are fun though. I really like those.
I haven't done terribly
So you
a lot
don't
of
sound
side
hot
stuff.
on the game, but I'm also curious,
good.
do you like it more than you thought? Because you did, as people who may listen to the show know, you did not have that game on your radar in the slightest until all the reviews came out.
I kept forgetting it was coming out. I do. I wouldn't remember that game existed. I don't think I like it more than I thought. I mean, it sounds about in line with what I thought it was going to be, even after reviews and all the praise and stuff. It's good. It's fun. I'm having a good time with it. I don't think it's great or like a 9 out of 10 or anything yet. I'm just having a good time with it. There's some stuff that I don't like, and some of it's just me. I don't like the way walks and goes through the world and stuff. I've just nitpicky things, like she gets caught on more textures than I'd like her to, and kind of stuff. The way it tries to guide you to places I don't like, and it.
What do you mean the way it tries to guide you to places?
So the way the map works is like if you're going to a mission or you're going to a HUD, it always routes you to the closest. And just go on the road, and it doesn't do just a straight line to it. It like takes you the long way, and sometimes I don't want to take the long way. It's just like, again, nitpicky stuff.
I feel like most games are like that though. Like I can't think of a game where it's like here's a straight line. Like Far Cry is not like that. I mean, Far Cry is the one off the top of my head that I'm like. Most open world games I feel like are like, here's the main road you can take to get there. Assassin's Creed's like that as well. I feel like that's just an open world thing. Like if you want to cut through the forest or something like that, or take an unconventional path, you know where the marker is and you can do that. But
that's what the bar at the top that points you where the markers are. It's actually not pointing you to the marker. It's pointing you to the road to take you to the marker. It's just, what was it? This is just me. This enemy, those glint hawks can go die. I hate them.
I don't feel like they're that hard, were they?
They spot you a mile away and just chase you forever.
You turn around and put an arrow between their eyes. Simple as that. Take them down. Gotta fight. No, you really need to get, I'm telling you, like that should be the next thing you do, because you are that far into the game and you don't have that really good set of arrows yet. Should totally change that, because that will allow you to take down enemies so much quicker, and you really need it for the second half of that game. Like it is.
I'm like level 27.
Yeah, you should have that bow by now. You will use that more than anything else throughout the rest of the game. At least
I'm really using the rope caster a lot. I think that's what it's called. The thing that ties them down.
Yeah.
And rips off their weapons.
That's good for the big ones. I would typically tie them down, shoot them with.
I use them on the Thunderjaw
sling. Shoot them with my frost sling, and then, like I said, stack about 4 or 5 of those compound arrows up and just blast them.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know. Talking about the game really makes me want to go back to it, though. I'm very excited for the DLC later this year.
I don't know if I'll get it.
Still one of my favorite games this year. Maybe my favorite game this year. I like Zelda a lot too, but that is really.
I like Zelda way more than Horizon.
The combat in Horizon's 25 times better, I think. You can do more in Zelda, I guess. Like you have more free range to like screw around. But the combat's pretty bare bones. And it's shooting arrows, slashing your sword. Like that's
kind of what I feel like Horizon is. Shooting arrows.
I mean, we just talked about it right here though. Like rope cast something down, shoot it with a sling to get it more damage.
I don't use a sling.
Shoot some selective pieces off of the animal to get it weakened or something like that. That's the one cool thing I really like about the game, is that each of those enemies will have like a certain attack that they can do, but it's based on like a part of their body. And so if you want to go into the encounter and you want to make sure that they can't use that attack on you,
you rip it off.
You rip that off first. And once you get that off,
that's what I did with the Thunder Jar. I just ripped every weapon off of it.
I think there's a lot more, and then you can go in and pick up the weapon and shoot back at them. Like, I think there's so much more strategy and depth to the combat in Horizon compared to Zelda.
That is, yeah. I still have way more fun with Zelda.
Zelda's fantastic, yes. But I'm just saying those are my 1A and 1B right now, and I would have to.
I also played Emily is Away 2 last night.
Yeah.
It was good. Not as good as Emily is Away 1, I think. But part of that was just because this one apparently has different endings, multiple choice endings. And
which we talked about sucks.
So I like it. I mean, it was fun. Abby's going to play it on our trip here this week, so she's excited about it.
Yeah, I have heard so many good things about both of those games.
Have you not played Emily is Away 1?
I have so that's the thing, is that it very much sounds like everybody who's played it, it sounds like it's honing in on that AIM nostalgia. And I never used AIM.
Neither did I.
In my life.
I didn't use AIM, but I still would chat with people.
Yeah.
You should try Emily's Away 1 because it's like an hour long and it's free.
Yeah, I might. Is it online? I can't remember. Or is it a Steam?
No, you got to download it, but it's free.
I'll check it out.
It's on. Yeah, you play it on your Mac.
How long is the second one? Isn't it like 3 or 4 hours or something like that?
It took me 2 hours, 2-3 hours.
Okay.
The second one's cool. It does a lot of cool world building stuff. Like it gives you fake links to click and takes you to like fake websites. Like,
I mean, the concept sounds really unique and really cool.
It's very immersive.
Like I said, yeah, I just haven't bothered to jump into them because of the whole, I have no nostalgia for AIM or no touch points for that. And I know that's what it's.
You should be fine. You should be fine. You should play 1.
I might check it out. Is that all you've been playing?
I played the first 20 minutes of Metroid Prime yesterday.
Suck. I don't remember anything about that game. I ran it from Blockbuster and played it when I was a kid. I was like, this kind of sucks. Back to Smash Bros.
That intro is really good. And I'm impressed with what they did with the controls, considering both the console and the controller.
For GameCube? You played it on GameCube?
Played it on my Wii, but the GameCube copy of it, yes.
Why wouldn't you play the trilogy if you have that?
I do have the trilogy. I don't want to play 1 with its pointer controls.
Isn't that the whole point? Like, I thought everybody, like, yeah, well, because like everybody loved 3 for that so much.
Yeah, I wanted to play it how it was designed originally. That's why. Like, it's better, arguably, because of you can point and walk in different directions. Like your ability to aim is free, essentially. But I also didn't want to just sit here and point at a screen all day. I'd just rather sit with a controller. So went back to like how it was made, how it was designed.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm playing it on my Wii because my Wii has component cables, so I can get a better picture out of it.
I'm sure it's drastically better with that 480p or whatever it is.
It is 480p, but yeah, it does look better.
Yeah. I remember the Christmas I got the 360 and the Wii side by side. I was like, what? Is this supposed to look bad or what? So weird that they doubled down on 480p in a time where it was obvious that everything else was about to scale to HD.
Nintendo loves to keep things cheap. On their side. It's the Wii is 2 GameCubes duct taped together inside a white box.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the thing that's weird, is like they like to keep things cheap, but then you look at it right now, Switch is $300, and so are both of the other consoles. And I know both the other consoles are older.
No, they keep it cheap for themselves,
but it's still just funny. Yeah, I know.
It's not cheap for us.
It's just it's Nintendo being Nintendo. Is that all you've played then?
Yep, that's all I've been playing. I played Monument Valley 2 on my phone, and that's it.
Better question. Why have you not purchased Next Machina and played it yet? Why? Because it is so good. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. We knew it was going to be good
I know it's
after
good.
our talk about the beta.
I bought Amiibo.
Yeah,
I bought Amiibo.
put an Amiibo and
Actually, the Amiibo were already paid
Game
for.
Boy Micro in a year of the 1,000 video games you were purchasing.
I told you before the show why I didn't buy it right away.
Should play Next Machina when you can, because that game rules.
It does, and I'll get it one day. But right now, I've got Horizon, and then I wanted to play Wolfenstein after that. And
so Next Machina is good though. I mean, you played Resogun. You know that's kind of a game that you go to in between other games. Not to like, I have been playing a couple other things this week, but I've filled in the gaps with like 30-minute sessions of Next Machina. So it's nothing I'm sitting down to play like 3 hours at a time or anything like that, but it's something I like to jump into every now and then. There actually is a fair amount of differences between the full game, the final game, and the beta, and things that you'll pick up on and I'll pick up on. Some of the verbiage they use in the game is different. Some of the sound effects have changed. The score screen at the end of the level is different. Stuff like that. I don't know. Like, it's small stuff, but it's stuff that you and myself and Michael put so much time into that beta that we'll pick up on, and you'll recognize it really quickly. There's actually so much to do in that game though, dude. Like, so many challenges, so many feats, 5 levels. There's a 6th level if you beat the game on experienced. I still haven't even beat it on experienced because it is very, very hard.
How's that platinum?
You will never get it. Sorry, you're never going to get that one.
Challenge accepted.
You need to beat it on. Okay, so right now there's rookie, experienced, veteran, and master difficulty.
Yes.
After you beat the game on master, you unlock another difficulty called a hero difficulty. There is a trophy for beating it on hero difficulty. Spoiler alert, you're never going to do that ever. Okay. Because I think on hero difficulty, it may even be on master. So I don't know what they're going to do on hero. But on one of the higher ones, it's like Resogun, I think, where any enemy you shoot, they then
blow up.
They blow up and they shoot a spray of bullets everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, that was in Resogun on master.
There's so much less room to work with in Next Machina than Resogun. Like, Resogun, you could like blow an entire area away and then just like dash away to the other side of the map really quickly. There, you cannot really do that in Next Machina. So I have no idea how I personally would ever do it. I'm sure people will, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't even beat it on experienced right now. So those
makes perfect.
That 4th and 5th level get really hard, really fast. Like, they're really insane. I've gotten good at 1 through 3. Like, I can do 1 through 3 without having to use a continue, but it's 4 where things get really crazy. So we'll see if I can ever do that. Luckily, 4's boss isn't that bad. So if I could nail the levels in between and then just get to the boss, I could do it. The 5th level's boss is crazy. I have no idea what level 6 is like. So that's where I'm at right now with that. It's awesome though. Like, probably the best gameplay of the year. Like, we're talking about Zelda's gameplay and Horizon's gameplay. They're both good. I think Next Machina is probably the best this year so far. Very, very well put together game. Other than that, I played season 3 of The Walking Dead. You and I can probably talk about this now because you played that a couple weeks ago.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, spoilers for this season if you don't want to hear it, because there are some things I want to touch on here. I thought those first 2 episodes were so good, dude. Such a good intro into Javi, his family. They made you care about those characters. They made you... There was just a lot of like balancing dynamics going along. Like, where the way episode 2 ended was on such a good cliffhanger moment where I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much built up here between Javi and Kate being together, and then her husband and your brother shows up.
My Javi and Kate were not together.
Why not?
Because I kept them apart.
Oh, you're dumb.
No, I didn't put them together because I knew it was my brother's wife.
Your brother's a douchebag, though.
Later on, you've learned that, but no, I couldn't do that.
He's a jerk he like punched me in the face within the opening scene of the game. Did that not happen to you?
No, it did. Yeah, no, I couldn't do that. I could not, in any circumstance, date my brother's wife, even if I thought my brother was dead.
But then you find out he wanted to divorce her and she wanted to divorce him. So it's like
he didn't want to divorce her.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to go back to the military and leave his entire family behind.
That was not a divorce.
Pretty much. That was what he was saying in part, though. Was that he was like, I don't want to do the family thing. I want to leave. Because he goes on a tirade about that towards the end of the game where he's like, I'm not a father and I'm not a husband. I'm a soldier, blah, 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 blah. A soldier is only good for war. It's just like this lame tirade.
His brother,
like, all right, dude. It
was awful.
Yeah, so...
Actually, a lot of characters in that game were bad.
Here's my problem with this. And so the Telltale formula has totally crashed and burned with me at this point. I am not going to dive into another one unless probably ever at this point. Like, I don't know what it would take to get me back in. Because the formula has just, they're doing that. That's Guardians of the Galaxy right now.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that.
The formula is just so messed up.
Minecraft Season 2.
Season 3, actually, I think.
They're on Season 2.
I thought it was 3. It was written 3 in something I read yesterday. Who cares about that? It's just totally caved in on itself at this point for me, because you can like see...
I think it's oversaturation.
The decisions that they make within the writing have to then directly have an impact on the choose your own adventure style. So there will constantly be things that the characters do in those games that don't make any sense at all. But then you try to figure out why did they just write that character to do that? Oh, it's because they have to feed us back down this same path line because they can't all diverge or whatever. The stupidest thing in that entire game was, do you remember the vet character or whatever, Eleanor, and how she was like,
oh yeah, oh my god,
she was like really kind the whole game, and like I got along with her and yada yada yada. Like, but you get to that point where did you shoot the black guy? I think his name was Conrad. Did you shoot him in that subway train or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, I did too.
His brains right out.
Yeah, I did too.
He was threatening Clementine.
He was threatening your kid too. He had a gun to your kid's head more than he had a gun to Clementine's head.
More Clementine. And also, I hated that kid.
That kid,
he was awful.
Again, terrible writing for that character as well. Because, okay, so you get to that point, though, where he divulges to the rest of the group that you killed Conrad. It's like, why would you say that, kid? Like, are you stupid? It was
saved your life.
I saved your life. And then, like, I said that to him. I'm like, why would you say that? And he's like, well, there's no better time to talk about it than right now. And he had, like, this grin on his face. So I'm like, what? Like... Huh? Why did you do that? But the only reason they have you do that is so that the other characters can get mad at you, and then you have to make some stupid decision down the line. Like, that's the problem with these games. There are too many character moments where the characters will do something completely polar opposite to everything else they've done in the story leading up to that point. And then it's like, why did they do that? Oh, because I have to be presented with some stupid, bogus decision. That's just because that's how these games work. Like, the formula is just, it's over for me. Like, the formula is impacting the writing and the characters at this point. And that is the problem with season 3. Back to the Eleanor thing. So he divulges that, oh, you killed Conrad or whatever. She freaks out. She loses her mind. And then she's like, get out of the apartment or whatever. Get out of here. And so you leave. Again, somebody who I have had great rapport with throughout this entire series. The Conrad guy lost his mind, puts a gun to the kid's head, threatens to kill Clem and kill this kid in this subway. Yeah, I'm going to shoot him. Like, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going to shoot him. She loses her mind, though, and then you go and get
betrays you.
And then totally betrays you. Sells you out to the people who you have spent the last, 10 chapters working a plan to overthrow, and just on a whim, yeah, I went and told her everything. Huh?
Which bit her in the butt because
which bit her in the butt because then freaking Then everything blows up in everybody's face. Then people are getting shot left and right. That entire season hinges on that stupid decision by that character that makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense why she would have done that, because you're in this horrible situation. She's like, I think she even says something like, well, they like me because I'm a doctor or something. It's like, great. You also realize that this town is terrible. It's corrupt. They're killing people. Did you forget that they raided your previous home and killed everybody in it 24 hours ago? Did that happen did you forget about that part? Like, there are so many stupid things that happen in this game, but it is all in the name of character choice, character decisions. You got to make these choices. It's dumb. It is so dumb. It is caved in on itself. The Telltale games do not work anymore. They really don't. And like, this one was the nail in the coffin.
I think the last great one was Borderlands.
I wasn't even a fan of that.
I love
It's
Borderlands.
fine. The characters just click with me. I can say that the formula worked well on that one, sure.
Because they spiced it up a little bit.
Click with me.
They spiced it because you were playing two different people making decisions that impacted each other.
Kind of, yeah. I don't know. Like, it was fine.
I love Borderlands.
I just did not care for the characters in the Borderlands.
Didn't like Reese?
No, I just didn't.
Didn't like Fiona?
It just all came off as hokey and annoying to me.
Welcome to Borderlands.
But yeah, so it's just and then like there's so many moments in season 32 where like you will go do something and then it's immediately like, oh, we didn't need to do that. It's like, we just spent an entire chapter doing that. Like, do you remember the part where they're like, we got to go get this truck? And so you go get the truck because you're going to barge into the town and like do something. I don't remember. Like, you need this truck. So you go get this truck. You spend an entire chapter getting this truck. The second you get the truck, the next cutscene, somebody calls, yeah, we don't need the truck anymore. Why did I just, and that was episode 4 too. So, you know, they're like trying to fill in the gaps to get to episode 5. It's like, why? What is the point of this? Why did I just spend the last 15 minutes doing that then? Like, I don't know. And then like so many fake deaths, like, oh, our brother's dead. Just kidding. No, he's not. Oh, Kate's dead. She blew up in that car that literally exploded 5 seconds after it crashed. Oh, don't worry. She's alive though. And then the entire ending with, I don't know. I can quit ranting about this. What happened though? What happened with your brother, David? What happened with that whole situation? Like,
what was the final choice?
So for me, it was he found out that me and Kate were a thing, and he freaked out, and he started beating me, and I refused to fight back.
Okay, so you kept your promise to your father.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happened to me. As I said before, we didn't have a relationship with Kate. We were totally not involved. He still thinks we had a relationship with her and doesn't listen to me and just starts beating me up for no reason. So I beat the snot out of him.
And then what? Does he run off with his kid?
He runs off with his kid and then crashes his car. And then that's where I went.
You went after him?
Mm-hmm. That's what Abby wanted us to do.
I didn't. I went back to the city with Kate, and I told Clem she could go after her boyfriend.
I hated that kid. So I saved him, but my brother died.
Okay.
Make me feel bad about it. I was like, no.
So that was what I thought was dumb, is that you both shoot off in these opposite directions, and then you clear out the city, and then here comes Clem walking in with the kid, and I'm like, how did you get here? How did you walk here? How did you get back so quickly? We just cleared out this town, and here you come stumbling in. That's besides the point though. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, oh, he's dead. He shot him. And I'm like, what? David's dead? So literally the final thing you see is him just butthurt running off in a car, and then he's dead. And that is, you never see him again throughout the game. There's no final moment. There's no like final. I figured there would be some like final like moment of redemption, like, I'm sorry, brother, blah blah blah. No, he
does apologize kind of to you, but it doesn't matter. I hate it.
I walked up and he had a bullet in his brain and he was dead.
If you go after him, you get a moment with him.
Oh, well, who cares? Oh,
exactly.
Such a touching moment after you both tried to beat each other to death.
I beat him because he was a jerk, and so was his son.
His son was awful, just stupid. Like his son wasn't even a bad person. He was just dumb. Like, I'm going to charge this guy. Oh no, he stabbed Javi. Like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't charge this guy when we're trying to hide in a closet, you idiot.
Oh my gosh, he's so dumb.
That's
I was
the
like,
thing. It
I was
just
waiting.
dumb
I was like,
decision
please
after
let
dumb
me kill
decision after
him.
dumb decision. And then the only good character for like the first time in that entire series, because this is the one thing I hate about the Telltale games too, is that like you will make these logical decisions which make sense from your point of view in the situation you have been put in. The Conrad situation, for instance. Like, this dude has a gun to the head of a child and is threatening to kill another one. Yes, I'm going to kill him in that situation. But then when that information comes out, it's like, I hate you. We're now not friends. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, and then like you and the other people who are on the opposite side of the decision, like don't understand that. And you are at odds with each other. That is why I hate Kenny, because Kenny never put himself in the shoes of Lee. He was like, I can understand why he would have made that decision. No, Kenny is just a douchebag. And if you didn't make any decision that lined up with him, he would hate you and resent you for it. Trip, however, for the first time that I am aware of in these games, finally came to me and was like, hey, I'm mad that you killed Conrad, but I thought about it. And I thought about the position you were put in. And you know what? You probably made the right call. I'm sorry.
What?
And I was like, what? There we go. About freaking time somebody understands why I made a decision.
That happened to you?
Yeah. And so he's like, and I was like,
he kicked me out of the apartment and then asked me for love advice.
That was, so it happens after that. It happens after did you get to the point where it was like, you have to choose one of them to save? Who do you choose to save? Who did you choose to save?
I chose Trip. So Trip died.
I chose Ava. So Ava died.
Okay. Does Trip die later though?
Yes.
Does he fall off a bridge?
Yes.
Yeah. Ava, same thing. So it really doesn't matter. No,
it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. None of these decisions matter in these games at all. Yeah. It is so lame.
I chose to save Trip because I like Trip.
Yeah, because so I chose to. No, that's the thing. I chose to I chose to save Ava because she hadn't done anything wrong, whereas Trip and his stupid girlfriend Eleanor went and tattled on me. That was the other thing I thought was stupid, was that Eleanor's like, I told on you. I'm like, great, now your boyfriend's about to get his head blown off, you idiot. Great decision you made there. I want to put a bullet between her eyes. She was an idiot. Stupid character. And she was fine up until that moment. That's what I don't understand. Anyway, if you didn't play season 3, I'm sorry about the rant. There's just so many idiotic things within those final few episodes. Just Telltale writing at its absolute worst. Like, I did not understand anything they did with that.
But episodes 1 and 2 are really good. You should play those.
Episodes 1 and 2 were really good. That's what sucked so bad. It was like it was probably like 10 episodes ago at this point, 10, 15 episodes back. But I was like, this might be the best Walking Dead season. And then that ended really quickly, as soon as episode 3 started.
There's going to be a 4th too. It says Clementine will return.
The thing that I hated, I think the most too, was that there was such a time gap between everything, between the zombie apocalypse starting and then getting to that point where you like meet back up with David and stuff like that. Yeah. So for him to hold all of the same grudges against you from like 3 or 4 years ago, like, you would think like you'd meet up with him and he'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. Let's let bygones be bygones because there's freaking zombies everywhere and the world's changed and none of that old stuff matters anymore. No, he held the same stupid stuff from pre-zombie apocalypse against you like throughout the whole thing. Like, it didn't make any sense at all. Like, if I thought my brother was dead and then I rediscover him 4 years later, you know what? I'm probably not going to hold a grudge against some argument we had last week against him at that point. Like, it's just weird. I didn't like the dynamic. I didn't like the relationships. It was just a bad series. 2 bad series back to back because Batman wasn't good either. So I'm done. I'm out on Telltale. Sorry. That was my last hurrah. I'm actually.
I'll be back for. I'll be back for season 4 of The Walking Dead, just because I play those with Abby, and this is the thing we like to do together. So
I will not. I don't care about no free stupid platinum. Like I said, I actually got a code for that as well, so I'm very glad I did not put money down on that one because I would not have been pleased. And you keep bringing up Clem too. She may as well have not even been in that season. Like
Oh,
her
yeah, she didn't
side
do.
story was pathetic. Like the whole AJ thing, just like
I love having her there though.
I didn't even like that. It was just like, why is she even here? Like it was so weird. Like it was not tied together with anything else. I don't know. Her story's kind of caving out on itself too, but that's
Because they killed everyone.
yeah. It's just again, just too many choices. Like they can't tell a good story because they got to keep everything open ended. Anyway, besides that, I started. That was a longer rant than I anticipated. I'm sorry, everybody.
I put a timestamp for Logan's Walking Dead rant. So.
Besides that, I started. Only other thing I've been playing recently. I started Night in the Woods yesterday. I bought that a couple weeks back, or I bought that last week actually. Played Psychonauts last weekend. It's fine. Night in the Woods I started yesterday. It's I'm liking it so far. It's kind of starting to drag, so I'm hoping it turns a corner narratively here soon. Because there's really no overarching like end goal in sight. I don't know how much you even know about this game either.
It's the animal game, right? You're animals and you come back to your small town.
You come back to your town. You are a college dropout named May. You come back to your small town in the middle of fall semester. And basically it's just like, yeah, reconnecting with your friends and hanging out and trying to, I don't know, there's a lot of really good moments in the game that I've liked so far that have kind of clicked with me since I'm like around the same age as the characters and like what's going on with the whole, I don't know, there's just a lot of conversations you'll have with people in the game like, why'd you drop out of college? Don't you know if you don't graduate from college, you're not successful? Are you going to get a job? Blah, blah, blah. Like things we've talked about like a lot on like Model Citizens or something like that, where it's like, I don't know, just like that weird 20-something middle area you're in where it's like, what do I need to do? And like society's telling you you need to do one thing, but you really don't know how you feel about that. So there's a lot of cool moments like that. Very narrative driven, very conversation heavy. But there's also like these cool little mini games and stuff like that you'll play every now and then. Almost like similar to WarioWare or something. It's cool. It's very unique. The soundtrack is great. I really love the art style as well. And the last thing I'll say is like, as somebody who lives in a small town as well, they nailed the small town vibe and setting. Very reminiscent of my own town that I live in. And I don't know, not like one-to-one or anything like that, but just some of the conversations that you'll have with people or things I've heard like throughout my own life and stuff like that. So yeah, that's been good. I started that yesterday. I'm about halfway through it right now. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Trophy list, very hard, very, very, very hard. In fact,
in a dialogue game,
there is a platinum trophy. There is a 0.0% of people have achieved the platinum trophy.
You should be number one.
I think there's 2 trophies in the game that no one has ever gotten. There's even one of the trophies that I think the description even says like, we created this game and we never got this trophy. Good luck or something like that. So yeah, it's very hard to accomplish.
Sounds dumb.
I'm playing that right now. I will probably get through that within the next day or so. I have a couple other narrative driven games I'd like to jump into as well. Like I finally got Oxenfree because that was like $5. Did you ever play that?
Nope.
I'm really interested to play that one. I'm gonna jump into that.
That's a spooky ghost game, right?
I think. I'm not really super familiar with it. The kids on the island or whatever.
Kids go to a spooky island.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that soon. I'm actually really looking forward to that. I also bought Ori and the Blind Forest last week. I don't know if I said that on the show. I bought the definitive edition for $10. Is that when that was on sale? And I'm actually kind of have like a Metroidvania sort of itch. So I might jump into that here soon. And then I also bought Overcooked this weekend. I've wanted to do that for a very long time. And it was $10.
I'm waiting for that Switch port.
Yeah, do you have? Well, I guess you can split the Joy-Con in half. I was gonna say, do you have multiple controllers? You have the Pro controller too.
That's why I'm waiting, because I'll be able to play it anywhere with Abby. She loves those kind of games where you're cooking and making orders for people.
Well, I have the trophies.
It's okay.
But yeah, I bought Overcooked. Haven't played it yet. I'm actually gonna see if some friends want to play that with me though. So I bought that. It's $10 yesterday. Thought it was a good price on that. And then I can actually go into news now.
News now.
I bought, well, this is newsworthy, so we'll feed this directly into the news. I bought Hitman as well. I bought the full season.
Ooh.
When will I play that? Who the heck knows? But I bought Hitman yesterday or 2 days ago. We will see when I get into that game.
Why is Hitman newsworthy?
So, are you honestly asking? Are you setting up for something?
I was setting you up. I was putting the ball on the tee for you.
I was going to talk about the game itself first.
How are you going to talk about the game? You haven't played it.
So, I was just going to say, so I bought it. I have no idea when I'll play it, but I kind of just want to support those guys over at IO. And I don't know how the money shakes down for that necessarily right now. But I would assume that they probably do get a kickback of some of those funds, because they put the game on sale this past week. It's like the whole season's like $24, and they were like really promoting that. Plus, they put the first location within the first episode up for free. So, and that's got like, I think they said that's got like 40 challenges in it and like 2 or 3 story missions.
Paris?
It's not Paris. It's not all of Paris. No, it is the Ica facility or something like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's like
it's like the prologue of the game. But they said you can get like 15 trophies. There's like 15 trophies to unlock that way. Basically, there's a lot to do in that first area. So if you're like not sold on the game, you can pick that up. And I was going to do that, but then I also saw that it was on sale. I was like, support those guys over at IO. We didn't talk about it last week too, but this is also like kind of why it's newsworthy. But they kept the license for Hitman, which was starting to be rumored. I don't know if we ever talked about it before E3 happened, but there was rumors that they were going to end up holding on to the license. They did indeed do that. So they did retain the Hitman IP. And they are now an independent studio. And the way they talk about it, it makes it seem like, I'm sure they're having conversations in back rooms with some bigger publishers and stuff like that to maybe be acquired. But they've been really, I don't know if you've read any of their blog posts or anything like that on their website, but they're really playing up like the independent studio thing. Like they are making it almost sound like they want to just do that for a while before they get back to being purchased by a larger company. If they ever want to do that again.
I could see them just being almost like an Insomniac, just having their games be exclusive to certain places. Like they're not owned by Sony or Microsoft, but their games could be exclusive to a platform. Like I could see a window of exclusivity for the next season of Hitman on. Well,
they did that. They had an association with PlayStation for the last one, didn't they?
Yeah,
because it appeared at their 2015 E3 conference originally. I can't remember what the exact details of that were like. Probably it was some like notable.
We got PlayStation got
exclusive targets. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Like Javiero 6 or something.
So yeah, that was yeah. I don't know though. But I mainly picked it up just because I want to support those guys. Because they're a good developer, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about that game. So
I've only played half of it, only 3 of the 6 main locations. So
yeah, we'll see. And that's the other thing too, is that like the episodic thing has kind of got a negative spin on it right now. I'm actually kind of excited about that with this game because I feel like I could play it more piecemeal. Because I don't want to say it's like the one game I will be playing next. Because again, I've got Persona, I've got Mass Effect. Honestly, I tweeted this out the other day, but like I have been thinking a lot about Final Fantasy lately. Like a lot. Like there's certain things with that game that stuck with me that I have been thinking about for a while.
Cute boys in a car.
I really think I'm going to go back to that game.
You should do it.
I probably will this week, actually.
Go play that Final Fantasy.
So yeah, I might go back to that. But yeah, I don't know. Hitman though, I wanted to purchase it for Sport.io. They're independent now. That's cool. First location's free for download on all platforms, so go pick that up if you have not played it. And if you are hearing this live right now as we record on Sunday, June 25th, I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Is it 25th?
Off
the top of my head. If you are hearing this today, then game's still on sale on both PlayStation and Xbox. I'm not sure when that sale ends. I think it's just through the next day or so. But all individual episodes are $4. The entire series as a whole is $24. So I picked both of that and Overcooked up on the most recent sale they've had this weekend. So that is we'll see when I get to that. But yeah.
Never.
Hitman. Probably never, honestly. But we'll have to see. But yeah, that kind of feeds into our news. Our next news story, though, there's not a lot this week. As I said, we're in the dark ages of news after E3. But Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is getting an individual remaster. Surprise, surprise, Activision's putting it out this Tuesday on PS4 only to start. They have not given any details on the Xbox One version of the game just yet. It will be priced at $40, which is very steep.
Very steep.
And so, yeah, but that's finally happening. I think we all knew that would happen because Activision does not hate money. And not everybody was going to buy that legacy edition of Infinite Warfare.
So if you do dumb math, the legacy edition was $80.
I can't remember. It's either 80 or 90. It's either 80.
So let's say it's $80.
99.
That means if you cut out Modern Warfare,
you don't even need to do that.
Infinite Warfare is only $40.
Infinite Warfare is only $30 right now, new.
I'm just saying, like that, you know, the trolls on the internet, that's the content value of Infinite Warfare.
I'm just saying you could compare it right now to the current price of Infinite Warfare, which is $30, and it's even worse. It's odd. Like, I'd like to replay that game. I would. Like, I'd be interested in purchasing that. But like,
I'll wait for that sale.
Yeah, like I will get it when it drops because one, it's a 10-year-old game. Here are the problems I have with it. It's a 10-year-old game that has been now remastered for PS4 and Xbox One. Cool. But they really didn't do anything else with the remaster, if I'm correct. It was just an updated visuals thing. There's really no there's not that extra second layer of content to Modern Warfare Remastered as like some other remastered collections will get. Two, I just said it right there with the word collections. This is $40 for one game. Like, you look at like Kingdom Hearts and
where's my
Shadow of Colossus
Modern Warfare 2 remaster? Where's my Modern Warfare collection?
Who cares?
2 is better than 1.
It's not, but sure.
So I love 2.
Did you play 4 when it came out? Because it changed shooters forever.
No, but I played 2. 2's great.
Did you ever actually play 4, period?
No, I've never played it.
How can you compare them, ding dong?
2's so good. Spec Ops are the best.
Yeah, and 4's even better.
Not a chance. Nothing's better than what's that mode where you have to disarm the bomb? And like once you disarm it, then it goes on your side. I think it's called sabotage.
Bad takes though if you're comparing games you've never played to one another. $40 though for
I've never owned a Call of Duty game.
$40 for one solitary game that with no collection and no really drastic upgrades besides the visuals is pretty steep. Again, it's also more expensive than Infinite Warfare is right now, which is the most recent release. So we're paying $40 for a 10-year-old game with updated visuals that comes with absolutely nothing else. Kind of weird. And like, I love the first Modern Warfare. Again, probably like top 3 shooter ever made. But just like you're not going to get me back for that. Plus, I would prefer to purchase it on Xbox because that's where I played the first one. So I wouldn't be picking it up this Tuesday anyway. I don't know. I don't want to say weird because it is Activision and I already know a handful of people who are like, I'm all in. I'm purchasing this next Tuesday. cool if that's you. Like, I'm happy for you. But like, this is not making me want to run out to the store and buy this anytime soon. So,
not a chance.
Yeah, we'll I might pick it up on a sale or something like that. But
I would wait for a sale.
we'll have to.
Sweet sale.
What
else you got for me?
Looking really, really good. World War II is. I
guess
saw that game being played. Looks great. I'm actually very excited for it. So we'll have to see how that turns out. The last story this week. Again, not a story we may usually touch on, but one I wanted to include here. So PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This is an early access game, remember? It has sold 4 million copies in 3 months. And what is the developer name? I think it's not Blue Point, it's Blue something. Blue Hole, I think is the name. They have Blue Hole. They have made $100 million off of this game already.
Yep, and it's early access.
And it is
not even done yet.
They so the one thing I will say is that they will definitely be finishing this because their player unknown, I think his name is Brendan or something like that. Brendan, he has been very vocal about how he hates how most early access games go into early access, and then that is it. They're just early access forever. He says there's an end in sight for this game. They will be getting there, and there will be a final version of this game whenever that is. But everybody's playing it right now like it's the final version. Like, funny enough, like, I don't know if you know this, but Ark is finally done as of next month. I think July. It is finally
that dinosaur game?
Yeah, it is finally getting an actual released full game version. Like, we're done. It's out of early access. The game is complete. I think
insane.
The final version of the game is out. Final in quotes, obviously, because they'll continue to update it forever. But the non-early access version of that game will finally come out in July.
That's bonkers.
So that's been like, what, 2 or 3 years coming, maybe longer. But yeah, so not a whole lot to say with that. I don't know. I'm super excited to get that on Xbox, though. It's only $30 too.
That's a really good deal for Microsoft. That was a good, smart move.
Yeah, that'll be a huge game this fall for them. I will be there for that game, and I will have to purchase gold to make sure I get in on it. But I'm really looking forward to that. It should come to PS4 as well at some point. They have not disclosed any details, but it sounds like it's going to be a time exclusive sort of thing for Xbox.
Yeah, like a window.
It'll come to PlayStation at some point later on. But 4 million copies in 3 months. Like, that game is blown up so quickly. It's really insane for an early access game. So that is
wow.
That game is honestly, like, to me, like, maybe the story of the year so far. Like, that game's rapid rise and success it's had has just come completely out of left field. Like, you could say Zelda or something like that, but like, we knew Zelda would be good. Like, there are stories like this every year where it's just like, holy crap.
This is the Pokemon Go of the year.
This is, I'd say this is the Rocket League of the year, because this is not going to lose steam anytime soon.
Okay. I mean, Pokemon Go still has a very active community.
I guess, yeah. It's not as, I don't know, not as prevalent, obviously, as it was during those 1 or 2 weeks last year. This is going to have long legs, though, this game. This will be around for a while, if I had to guess. They have really hit gold with this battle royal type of multiplayer element. So it's really cool. And I'm happy for them, and I'm happy to actually play it for myself. But that's news for the week. That is it. That is all the raging news stories we had for this week. That's it for the first half of the episode. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a couple moments with our topics. We'll also detail maybe some more of what's coming up within the next couple episodes of the show. So come back here in a couple seconds, and we will talk about all that stuff.
Awesome. I have to go to the bathroom. Dying over here.
You guys believe Max trying to say that Modern Warfare 2 is better than Modern Warfare 1? Never even played Modern Warfare 1? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Jeez. Come on. I need to send an email. There we go. Modern Warfare 2 is good. Spec Ops is good. I enjoy both of those things. Campaign, however, not as good. Mechanics, same as 4. 4 changed a lot. 4 changed a lot of things. It was a big leap forward for that series and for shooters as a whole. Call of Duty had been good up to that point, though. It's not like Call of Duty was bad until then. But yeah. Could probably just skip forward at this point in the show if you're watching on YouTube, because I don't have much to say other than, so I'll say this. When I went to that Bethesda party a few weeks ago, they had the Chainsmokers there. Chainsmokers, really bad. Why are they selling out stadiums? Like, that is a terrible, terrible, terrible group. I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either.
So, why are Drake and Josh fighting?
You didn't hear about this?
No, I've heard about it.
Abby told me. I guess Josh got married and Drake wasn't invited. So Drake let out a couple tweets and then deleted the tweets, and there's a little bit of drama in paradise. A little trouble.
I don't think they've been really friends for like 5 years, though. I think this is just like the biggest thing.
The media is blowing it up, I think, out of proportion.
I don't know, dude. I really don't think Josh likes Drake. I really don't.
I don't know what Josh. I haven't seen any of Josh's response, but
because he doesn't have one. Like, was he gonna? He's not gonna say. I really don't think he likes Drake, because the thing is about Drake, I think he like lost all his money after that show or something like that, and he kind of became like a mooch.
I don't know.
Like
I've seen him do music.
Name a Drake concert, Drake Bell concert that you've heard of. I
couldn't tell you. I know he does that stuff.
I mean, I'm sure he's not poor, but I don't think he has a lot of money. He's kind of become a mooch since then. And he's that's what I've heard, at least. I don't know.
See, Josh,
I don't think Drake's that great
right now either, but
Josh is very successful in the YouTube Vine. He is an
Instagram, Snapchat guy.
He's got that Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube money rolling his way, which is a lot of money. So I'm sure he's fine. Plus, he's still, I don't know, they still make money off of the Drake and Josh stuff. Like, I've seen him at like comic conventions and stuff like that in the past. So he's still making money off those, however much that is. I don't know how much money that is. But yeah. Anyway, cool.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, give me one moment. Sorry, I'm checking something real quick. What's your topic?
What was I saying before the show?
What?
I was talking about games in 2018 was an idea, or the state of E3. I think
we shouldn't do 2018 because we'll burn that bridge when we get there. I also really don't know what there is to say other than, hey, there's good games coming.
Yeah.
Plus, we always do our start of the year. What are you looking forward to type thing?
If you could play one game this fall, one. You couldn't play anything else. What would it be? We'll do that.
Could do that.
What was yours?
What is mine?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you if we decide to do that, then we'll have to figure it out.
I didn't know I was carrying the whole show here, the back half.
No, you're not. I've got one. I'm just asking what yours is.
I know. I'm asking what yours is.
Oh, I thought you meant like what is my game?
No. What is your what's your topic?
Mechanics that you're tired of in games.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Episode 98 of Millennial Gaming Speak. I'm still Logan. Max is still here. Topics this week. Topics. Which we will maybe only be doing for a little bit longer. Who knows? Maybe more hints for what we're doing with our relaunch of the show. Max, let's start with yours. We'll start with yours.
Start with mine? All right. I've been thinking a lot about the fall this year and how we've already had an incredible year of games. It's kind of been unreal a little bit.
So many great games coming to the Game Boy Micro.
Hot games. Those hot, spicy GBA games. But a lot of games, a big day in a lot of people's minds is October 27th because Wolfenstein, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Super Mario Odyssey all come out on that day. And I've been thinking about me because I'll be out of on a cruise when those games come out. But then I was kind of thinking, if you could only pick one game for the fall, and maybe we'll do it kind of double like this. We'll do one game for just October 27th because that's probably the hottest day of the fall so far. And then one game for the entirety of fall. What would that game be and why?
Wolfenstein's getting kicked to the curb. I'm sorry, Wolfenstein. As far as the October 27th.
Yeah, let's start with the 27th day.
I really want it like Wolfenstein's like those are seriously like maybe my top 3 or 4 games I want this year. Okay, I'll break it down into a top 5. Let's do top 5 first, and then I'll tell you what number 1 is from there. Very much looking forward to. I just need to do this for myself so that I can order these things in my head. Assassin's Creed, Super Mario Odyssey.
Are 4 and 5?
No, I'm just listing the 5 overall right now.
Okay.
Those.
Yeah.
Shadow of War in there.
Shadow of War.
You got
Call of Duty. There's Battlefront 2.
Put Battlefront in there. And then we'll do
South Park.
No. It's not Crackdown either. I was thinking about Crackdown. Cuphead maybe? Cuphead or Wolfenstein. We'll do Wolfenstein because I really am looking forward to Wolfenstein a lot. So they got those 3 and then Shadow of War and Battlefront. As far as the one I would want, man, I don't know.
Because you were coming off hot on almost all of those games out of E3.
I really want Assassin's Creed like now. Like I really, really want to play that game. Probably Super Mario Odyssey though. As far as the games on the 3 games on that day. And maybe for the fall overall. Like I'd like something to play on my Switch. Probably Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know though. It's because I mean I touched on it last week, but like Assassin's Creed seems to be doing so many cool new things. I'm really excited to play through that world and see everything there. But you don't get a Mario game every year.
Don't.
So even with refined mechanics and refined gameplay and one of the more unique, cool worlds I think they've dove into with Assassin's Creed, I'd probably still choose Mario on that day. But we'll have to see what happens when the time comes for it.
Oh, I mean, when the time comes, you're going to be spending $180 that day, Logan.
I am an Amazon Prime member. Thank you very much.
It's true. You'll be saving 20% on all of them.
So we'll see what happens on that day. I'll probably pick them all up though. I don't know, for the whole fall, probably Mario too. I'm very excited for Shadow of War though. Like
I know. I'm excited to play Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
After I play Wolfenstein.
You should be. Yeah. Those are both great games.
I've been thinking a lot about those games, and I kind of want to get through Horizon so I can play them.
I don't know. That's the thing though. So I want to make sure that I can actually enjoy these games this fall too, because I've been in a place where I'm wanting to play the game that I'm interested in at the moment. Like that's why I mentioned earlier, like got like Persona and Mass Effect and all these other games, Hitman now. But like the one I'm looking at on my shelf right now is like Mafia 3, which I told you I would get to at some point. I got that for Christmas. That sounds interesting right now. Kind of feeling that one. And I want to do the same thing this fall. I don't want to just be like, I got to play this because I got to play this, unless, of course, I'm writing a review for a certain game. But I want to play what is like clicking with me at this certain moment. Because too often I feel like I'm trying to force myself through something that is not really jiving with what my what is in line with my taste or my mood at that certain point in time. And sometimes when those line up, those are always the best experiences for games for me. Like right now, it sounds like you're not digging the open world of Horizon too much. Like you're just like the way you're talking about it, at least you're like, I just want to get through it. It's like,
it's kind of how I feel right now.
It's like maybe the best game this year. So like if you're feeling that way about it, it's like, I don't know. Like, are you in the mood for open world right now or something like that? Like, I don't know. It's things like that. And I don't want to do that to myself this fall if I'm not feeling a certain game.
Oh my gosh. No, Far Cry's next year. I forgot. I was like, oh, Far Cry. There's a lot of games, man.
Yeah, there's.
I would have to say Odyssey both ways as well. That's just because that I think it lines up more with just my taste in general. But I am eager for Assassin's Creed. And if I really like Wolfenstein,
your top 5. Do your top 5 here for me.
Destiny 2's in there. Mario, Assassin's Creed. I'm down for Destiny, man. I'm stoked.
Down to play the same exact thing.
Destiny 1.5. It's gonna be great. We're finally out of beta. What else is coming out this year?
So,
you got a handy dandy list?
We have. Okay, this is actually my new number 1. I'm sorry. My new most anticipated game this fall is definitely Knack 2.
How could we forget the masterpiece Knack 2 launching at $40?
I will be picking that game up. That is
there online?
Serious? Destiny 2 is launching next to Knack 2. Destiny 2 is going to get crushed. I feel man, poor Activision. They're gonna have to put that game on sale immediately, kind of like Bethesda did with Prey.
It's gonna be rough.
Okay, other games this fall. We've got Knack 2.
Is there online co-op for Knack 2?
I don't know. Maybe.
If there's online co-op, we should play it together.
I'm probably gonna play it with one of my friends because he's like totally into Knack.
Knack's great.
Ironically. Games this fall. So we got Knack, we got Destiny. We got Metroid Samus Returns.
Put that on my list, boy.
We have
Europe is getting a killer special edition.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yeah, don't import that. There's too many other things releasing.
No, it's too good. It's too good of a collector's edition.
You're gonna import that? It's just a stupid steelbook.
And a keychain. A keychain.
What are you gonna do with a stupid keychain?
Put it on my keys.
Oh boy, so exciting! Paying those import taxes when you could freaking buy games. Cuphead comes out a couple weeks after that. You're gonna sacrifice. You're gonna get a stupid keychain so that you can't get Cuphead.
Yeah.
You're gonna buy a keychain so you don't buy Next Machina.
Yeah. I am worried. I am worried about Cuphead delivering.
I am not, because the aesthetic is what I'm there for. If I can just jump into that aesthetic, I'll take a substandard game as long as I can like live in those visuals for like 3 hours or something. It's fine with me. Cuphead, Marvel vs. Capcom, NBA 2K18, Danganronpa V3 is coming out as well. We've got Forza 7, Shadow of War, The Evil Within 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, also on Friday the 13th. South Park, WWE 2K. We have Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, and Super Mario. Then we have Call of Duty. We have Crackdown. We have Need for Speed, Ni no Kuni.
Oh, that's a good one.
Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Battlefront 2, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Drop everything.
And then a couple other games we got coming out as well that currently don't have release dates.
I'd say Destiny, Mario, Assassin's Creed, Samus, Returns, and we'll throw Mordor in there just because I like Lord of the Rings.
Not enough to buy the other one though for $3 or that game's been on sale perennially for like a year, like 18 months, hasn't it? I was honestly shocked when I found out you never played that game. I bought that game on launch day, and I hate Lord of the Rings.
Slipped right through. Bought it for $10, Game of the Year edition. I don't know what that all entails, but I got it.
I don't even know what that all entails either. I'm trying to see what else we have coming out this year. Shaq Fu, A Legend Reborn, looking great.
I think Night Trap is coming back.
Sonic Forces we've got coming out this year. We have the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch, and possibly VR. I don't know when it's coming.
They said everything's launching this year.
Untitled Animal Crossing game for iOS.
It's gonna be hot.
Windjammers on PS4.
That game is fun, man. I was in the beta.
Very fun.
That game is good.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is looking like about it. The latter half of this year.
Doing VR.
I'm not seeing a release date this later half of this year. I think it is. I'm pretty sure that
they said everything is out this year. So
yeah, that's right. They did. Is that game coming to PSVR? Do we have confirmation on that? Are we sure? Because that Amazon listing for the PSVR version of the game went up and went down very quickly.
No, it's still there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pull it up right now.
Okay, that's fine. But like during the week it happened, it was like up and down. Like it may have just been. And
it's the top search result in Amazon. PSVR, $30.
That's fine. Okay, good. I'm just double checking.
Skyrim VR, full $60.
It's the full game though.
I know.
It's also very old. It's gonna be $60.
Dude, I'm waiting for Doom to go on sale.
It's been on sale for like $20.
Nope, I want it for 10.
Why 20? You import a stupid keychain from oh boy, things that sit on my shelf rather than experiences that I can talk about on a podcast that I have. Stupid.
I don't look at the games to buy just because of our podcast.
I do, because I think it's informative. People don't want to listen to a show where guys are like, what have you been playing? I don't know, man. Like I played I'm trying to think of an old dumb game. Played Mario vs. Donkey Kong on Game Boy Advance. Very good game. Very fun game. I don't know. I think about it like that. I try to stay up to I feel like I have an obligation to stay up to date with games so that I can speak on them.
You get a steel book, an art book, a CD, a keychain, and a pin.
Okay, you get
a digital code for Metroid 2 Return of Samus.
You get the CD with the American version.
You do get the CD. That's the only thing you get.
Digital code. Who gives a rip?
Digital Metroid code for 2. The original. Yeah.
It's probably on the eShop.
It is. I actually
okay. So what was the other one? A pin?
You get a pin, yeah.
Who cares? You get a keychain? Who cares?
Oh, it's going to be perfect.
You get a steelbook for a 3DS game.
It's awesome.
No, that's freaking lame as can be.
It looks like the original cartridge.
Who cares?
It is
dumb steelbook.
Cool.
How much is it? How much is it?
They haven't officially announced it yet.
What is your ceiling on that?
I imagine it's the same price as the American version.
Are you kidding me? There's so much more in that. How much is the American version?
$50.
That does not sound like $50 to me. That sounds like 80.
It's a European special edition. So
that sounds like 80 plus shipping to me.
I doubt it's 80 plus shipping.
I mean, there's a lot in that, a lot more than the American version.
The special edition of Majora's Mask was only $10 more.
From Europe?
From here. I think it was the same price in Europe. And Europe also got a better edition for Majora's Mask as well.
Yeah, they did. They get a lot of better collector's editions over there.
Darn Europeans.
Anyway.
We got a better Breath of the Wild box art.
Yeah, but you got the bad collector's bundle on that too, the black box. The one I got looked way better.
No, mine's the best. I love it.
The black box, it's so lame, dude. It's just with a Z on it.
No, you love it way more detail on it. I do. It's way more detail on it than you think. All yours is
seen the other one.
All yours is the box art blown up.
That's awesome. It's like this big. It's like that's huge.
What I got with The Last of Us. Yeah, The Last of Us special edition was like that.
It's massive. It's cool. This one's just a black box. There's nothing special about it. It's just a black rectangular box.
Script all over it and the Zelda logo in gold. It's awesome. I'm also a minimalist when it comes to like the design of stuff like that.
Anyway,
I don't need blown up box art.
Super Mario Odyssey.
It's gonna be the best. I think about that game a lot.
It'll be pretty good.
But
will it be better than Banjo-Kazooie? Because they're going down that road.
They are technically, yeah.
I don't know. Got a lot to live up to. Got a bird in your backpack, Mario. Got a cool hat. I don't know if you got a bird in your backpack. It can fart out eggs. Not too sure about that one. Super Mario's looking good though. Excited for that. What is it? How the heck is Game of the Year gonna work? What are you just gonna like throw every games media person into a room and have them fight to the death?
We have Zelda and Mario going against each other.
Persona and Horizon.
I'm just saying Resident Evil 7. No, I know all the other games. I'm just talking Nintendo alone has 2 going against each other.
Yeah.
And that's not counting everything you just said and more.
Yeah,
Game of the Year is going to be a bloodbath.
Plus Assassin's Creed, plus Shadow of War, plus Wolfenstein, plus everything. Like, okay. Plus, I haven't played this game yet, but I've heard it mentioned in the same sentence as Game of the Year, maybe just as much as I've heard some people mention Zelda in Game of the Year, is Nier. I have heard so many people vouching for that game for best game this year, dude. Like,
really? I hear it's good. I haven't heard Game of the Year.
I've heard that endlessly. In fact, I saw a poll the other day. Oh, it was a stupid Twitter poll, but it was like, what's Game of the Year so far? And I think Nier was winning in the poll. So it's really high up there, according to a lot of people. I need to play it. I want to play it.
It's going to be crazy. This year is insane.
I don't know how it's going to work. Like it's so weird that we credit Nintendo for releasing a Zelda and a Mario in the same year. It's like they've never done it before. Like, and it makes sense to spread those IP out across different years, but that just proves how big of a drought I think there's been for first-party Nintendo stuff going back years and years and years and years and years. Like the fact that they've never really lined up like that is kind of funny. Okay, let's switch to my topic then. Mine is something I've been stewing on for a while. It deals with more of the inner machinations of games. What are some mechanics, popular mechanics within games, that you think are getting stale and really like need to go away at this point in time? I don't know if this isn't a mechanic, but Telltale games have surely gotten stale. For me, I'll give you an example outside of the box or out of the gate that I really am tired of, and I'm ready for it to totally go away. And this actually fits in well because you're playing Horizon. Can we get rid of detective mode now? Like, detective mode is... I'm done with detective mode. It was bad. It was good in...
Batman.
Good in Batman. Honestly, it's been a long time coming with me for all these. Like, I didn't even like it in The Witcher.
I like it in The Witcher. They used it well.
I didn't think so.
Because you were actually solving... Like, you were following these trails and solving mysteries.
My problem with The Witcher is nothing stands out well. Like, the colors they use in that really don't stand out. They used
red.
Well. They use red and orangish yellow. I just didn't like it in The Witcher. I didn't like it in Horizon. I didn't like it in... Batman's really the only one I feel like it worked well, and then everybody just duped that mechanic onto a dozen other games. And it just
in Batman, it also narratively makes sense.
It does, yeah. And I'm looking over at my shelf right now, and I'm trying to see like some other games where it's like those mechanics, like even like I'm trying to remember if it lines up time-wise. Yeah, like even like look at something like The Last of Us, like that has a detective mode mechanic of sorts. It does
listen mode. I honestly forget that mode's even in the game because I only used it in my very first playthrough and I haven't used it ever since because it pulls me out. But yeah, that was in there.
It's in
Uncharted
that.
Uncharted didn't have it.
Uncharted didn't. It's been in a lot of games though, and it's to the point where I am just very tired of it. Like it is the most uninspired, lame mechanic at this point because they're not. The thing is, like, I don't feel like anybody's iterating well on it. Like when it showed up in Horizon, I was like, all right, cool, let's see what they do with it. They really didn't do anything with it. Okay, cool. Guess there's just detective mode in this. Like there has to be better ways to lead players down a certain path rather than having to utilize that stupid mechanic. I'm really tired of that. That's the one off the top of my head.
Fetch quests.
Is that a mechanic as much as it is filler though? Like
it's a design.
Guess, yeah.
Like it's just go here, do this. And one of the things I love The Witcher for was I felt like, and there are fetch quests in The Witcher, but I felt like most of the side quests that I did in The Witcher, which were quite a few, had some substance and some story to them. They were either cool monster hunts or solving a mystery or, you know, letting a spirit go to rest. I thought that was really cool. And even in Zelda and Horizon, it's more fetch questy. It's like, go here, do this, thanks. Or go here and bring me this, thanks. I'm like, it's just tedious. I want to be engaged while I'm doing it, which might even transition more into a bigger thing like Ubisoft open world type games, where it is just a big old list of things to do. It's just like, boop, 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 go do all this. And I'm like, I'm done being swamped by so much stuff to do. Like right away, I just kind of want to flow into the world and game. I don't know. Fetch quest, then go get a redesign.
I'm tired. Tutorials are bad. Those need to go away too. Nintendo's been the worst about that. I'm hoping that Mario...
did really well with Breath of the Wild, I thought.
They did. That gives me hope for Mario as well. We'll have to see how that shakes out. Like we'll have to see how it works with Splatoon as well, because I played Splatoon 1 for a little bit, and it was just like constant tutorials in the time I played. And I was like, can we stop? I understand how to play this game. I understand I need to put paint on walls. It's very straightforward.
Paint everything. Tutorials can go away. Or at least be optional.
So yeah, that was another one. I think I had one on the top of my head. Shoot, I'm trying to remember.
What do you think of QuickTime events? They said God of War 4 is not going to have them like right above the head. Like there's still QuickTime events, but they're not going to be like press triangle to take over this Cyclops.
I'm
Spider-Man
depends on how they're used, honestly. Like
Telltale uses them infamously.
That's all they have. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fine for the most part. Like I've never had a huge problem with them. The only problem I do have is like during certain cinematic moments, I would rather just sit back and like view something. Like the Spider-Man one's a good example. Like during that sequence, I would almost prefer to just sit back and watch it take place rather than having to be a part of it. Because you know what sucks? Screwing it up. And then you have to restart the sequence from the beginning. That is what is the worst about those. And that's where Telltale really bothers me. When you like do screw up one of those things, it's like game over, you lost, do it again. It's like, well, this is totally taking me out of that experience. If it is not really hindering like the spectacle of what you're trying to see, then I think I'm okay with it. Like going back to The Last of Us, there's a couple in that game. And I
when you crash into Pittsburgh,
there's a couple in the game, but they're like smaller situations. Yeah, where it's like character to character moments, or like where you're in the middle of a brawl or a battle or something like that. I'm fine with that
in the hotel when you're being drowned.
There's anything like that. There's certain moments like that where I'm like, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's really those bigger blown out spectacle moments where it's like, I would rather just like sit back and view this like a movie or a cutscene rather than having to take a part in it. I don't know. There's got to be a good balance for those.
Press X to pay respects.
Press S to stealth kiss or something like that. I think that's at the start of
yeah, I heard there was
Shadow of Mordor. Yeah, that's at the very first 5 minutes of the game. Like you sneak up behind your wife and give a smooch on her real quick.
Stealth smooches.
I think, I mean, to kind of go on the other side, like what are some that you're hoping to see more of in games moving forward as a whole? Like mechanics that you do like that you're like, wow, I feel like this should be implemented so much more often. Like a good example, Gears has the whole active reload system. That really never took off, but that's such a great system. Battlefront has that to a degree with their cooldowns, where you have to do the cooldown at the right time, or else the cooldown then takes longer. It's the same thing with Gears, where if you don't, when you reload, you have to get line up the line with the certain thing, and then you can reload faster. But that's something that really never took off. I don't know. I'm all, as far as going back to like ones I might be sick of. How do you feel about dialogue wheels at this point in time? Or
I find it obnoxious in Horizon just because I know it's not going to change my outcome at all.
Yeah, in Horizon, I think it's less about that's like more of a presentation thing, I think, than it is like a choice-based system. Like I guess I'm thinking of like Mass Effect. Because like it'll present like 5 choices and you have to choose one of them. And there's situations like that, I guess, in Horizon, where it's like, hey, this kid threw a rock at your face. Do you want to throw it back at his face or what? How much did you hate that kid at the opening of the game?
Oh my gosh! When you finally get to the proving,
yeah, and he's dies.
That was great. I hit the rock out of his hand too. By the way, that was great.
I think I did too. Maybe I might have thrown it at his face. I can't remember. Let me we talked about multiple endings a couple weeks ago. I don't know if that's really as much of a mechanic as it is a storytelling device, but that needs to go away, in my opinion. But the other thing which has, I think, for the most part gone away, and I think is a good thing. So this isn't really one I want to see go away because I think it kind of has morality systems where there is only a good or a bad. I like the shades of gray stuff. Like I really like how you don't have to fall on one side or the other, because back in RPGs in like the early 2000s, when games really started doing that, it was really, are you good or are you bad? Do you want to do one or the other? And it's like,
well, yeah, like Infamous also.
Infamous is a really bad one as well in that scenario, where that makes a little bit more sense because the gameplay is directly
influenced by it.
Yeah. Infamous is a weird one because of that, because your upgrades, and it's not just your character who's changing, it's everything about your character as far as abilities and powers, and everything changes in addition to that. Play style, like you blow up more things or something like that. If you're good, your abilities are more precise. If you're bad, like it's just like chaos everywhere, like you're blowing all kinds of things up. So that's kind of a weird one with Infamous. Mainly like Mass Effect is what I look back to, where it's like good or bad, and it's like just trying to save the galaxy, bro. Like I don't really care about being good or bad. Like what is the best decision to make in this situation? Witcher was good with that though. Witcher presenting you with a lot of choices, but it never really reinforced like, oh, that thing you just did, that was evil, and oh, that was good. I like it when they don't tell you to. Like you can make decisions without the game then being like, oh, way to go, douchebag. That was the evil decision or something like that. Plus 10 evil points for you. Like you can make the decisions that you know are objectively bad and just live with it and move on without there having to be like a system in place.
I had one that I really liked or wanted to see more. Oh, GTA 5 and Sly Cooper, like multiple protagonists. I would like more of that. I thought the way GTA 5 did that was really cool. How you could like pop up and go, you'd be Franklin or you'd be Trevor, and then Sly Cooper 2 through 4 kind of do that a little bit, where you could go back to the base and switch, and then would change your play style a little bit. I like that kind of stuff if it's done well and it makes sense within the narrative. I think that's pretty cool. I would like to see more of that. I like that kind of stuff.
I don't know. We've talked about a couple. I'm still looking over at my shelf and seeing if there's others, but there's nothing too much I'm seeing. I don't know. Nothing to keep us here and keep us saying for another 60 seconds. But yeah, I don't know. The more I play games, the more there is a lot of that carryover with familiar mechanics, and I'm wondering how long a lifespans they need to have. The one I'm interested in, and I think we're in the middle right now, where it's like something that still works well, but it's becoming much more prevalent. I'm wondering how much longer it has. The dodge roll has become much more used lately because of Dark Souls and Bloodborne and those guys.
Kingdom Hearts was first.
No,
wasn't first, but I love it.
It's okay in Kingdom Hearts.
Depends on the game.
The first one is what I was thinking of. It's not in 2, is it?
I think they took it out of 2.
I think it's out of 2. Yeah,
they brought it back. It's really
one. It's kind of rough, but you can use it.
When you finally do play Dream Drop distance, it feels good. But they have the whole flow motion thing, so it's like it's all integrated.
So I've been doing more research on that game lately. I've heard a lot of negative things about the story, man. Like a lot. Like that game like ruins Kingdom Hearts for some people. Whereas the other ones didn't, but that one specifically is like, okay, we've entered crazy territory with where this is going.
It's crazy, but I love it. I do think it's really cool. It has me really excited. And I mean, and I keep forgetting, like when you watch that new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, like you didn't pick up on some of the narrative beats with it. And I'm like,
well, they were new to me.
Yeah, they're new. Like it's the reason. Like I was like the whole we
bring back Roxas thing, and I understood the darkness thing because I know that sort of like
darkness.
I know that he doesn't become a Keyblade master at the end of that game because he something with darkness in him. I know certain things like that, but the whole like if you want to bring back Roxas, I was like, wait a minute, bring back Roxas, huh? So I didn't know that was like the thing.
Wait for you to play that game, man.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of carryover with mechanics. So, okay, the last thing before we get in and close up, I want to mention this. I forgot to mention this at the top of the show. I was playing Mario Kart last night.
Yeah, clear. You were not having a good time based off that tweet.
That game, dude. I hate that game.
You must be really bad.
No, I'm not. That's what pisses me off. The game is so freaking unfair to me.
How?
To me. Every time I play that game, I get totally screwed. Royally screwed. Royally.
It must be really bad.
No, it is insane. The drops, the things that happen, I will be in first an entire game, and then it's like blue shell, red shell, get destroyed. Freaking last night I was playing against one of my friends, and he was like really far in front of me, and I was like, I'm gonna get him though. I was in second. I hit a double box. I got 4 red shells. Boom, lightning bolt, lost them both. Kept going, falling behind him.
That's bad luck.
Hit another double box. Got 4 more red shells. Boom, lightning bolt, lost them all again. I didn't get a chance to shoot off any of them. And then I do get a red shell, and a boo steals it. It's like all this stupid garbage.
Just have really bad luck.
I have terrible luck in that game.
All right.
Every time I play that game, it is total garbage. It deserves nothing. I hate that game.
I love it.
Freaking hate that game. It is such trash.
You're just mad. You have bad luck. You're just bad luck. There are sometimes, man, you just get a really bad luck, and you're just like, this is garbage. I hate some stuff. I get into my Mario Kart.
It's so stupid.
You haven't seen me like play Mario Kart and like get into it. There's a dark side.
It's so stupid. I really hate it.
It's great. It
makes me so mad, man.
You should get it and play with like Mario and me, or Alex and his group of friends and me. We get into it.
Should I buy it today?
You should.
I might.
Mario Kart's the best.
It makes like I thought
when I woke up.
I went over to my friend's house last night, and there was 4 of us playing it, and I was screaming.
I was worried when I woke up this morning. I was asleep when you texted me that tweet, and I was like, "What is he
text you that tweet?"
No, you just tweeted at us. You didn't text me. You tweeted at us, and I was like, "Man, I don't know what he's talking about. It's a pretty like it's such a solid game."
I played like 15 races last night, dude. I had the worst luck. It's insane. I don't understand. Like it was just one bad thing after another. Like another final race. I had like a mushroom, and I was in first, and the freaking finish line. I had to just spin around one final curve, and then the finish line was right there. I spun around the curve, and I used my mushroom to shoot off. Somehow somebody hits me with a freaking green shell from way the heck behind.
Dude, I got a story for you. And this is my most recent, just like, this is absolute garbage. I'm on dry desert. I'm winning. I'm smoking. My friend Landon is right behind me. Now, I'm holding behind me a banana. He's got a red shell. He has a shell. Let's say it's red. He's like literally right behind me. I'm holding the banana there. I'm positioning myself so that when he comes up right behind me, he's going to hit my banana, spin out, and I'm going to go and win. He gets right up to me, and then like frames, we look back in slow-mo, frames before he hits the banana, he decides to let go of the shell, which goes around wide on his left. It hits me before he hits my banana. And because it's a shell, I launch up. I don't spin forward. So I launch up, dead stop. He hits my banana, spins forward, steals the win. I was furious. Just frame different. If I had moved, if I had just not kept him behind me, I would have won. I was so mad.
Those games are terrible. They really are.
So great, though, because there's such good moments.
There's a couple other things that I'm remembering from last night. Sorry to do a whole Mario Kart retelling here at the end of the podcast. There was one time where I was in second, and a blue shell hit me. I don't know why.
Did whoever was in first finish the race?
No.
Oh.
It was like lap 2.
A
blue shell hit me. I'm like, what did I do?
That's real bad.
There was another one where I was right up behind somebody, like not like super close, but like close enough to where like I could see them very easily. And I shot a red shell at them, and it just went right past them. I was like, what the heck just happened? So stupid. Like, and it was like it was just an amalgamation of moments like that for 2 hours last night, where it was like one terrible thing happened to me every single time I played that game last night. It was one right after another. Like, this is not supposed to happen. Too much bad luck. Anyway.
Silly.
Please don't buy that game, even though I might later today. I don't know. Thank you for listening to this episode of Millennial Gaming Speak, episode number 98. We are a weekly podcast that you can find on the iTunes, on the SoundCloud, on Stitcher, and on Google Play. You can also find all of our other podcasts at modelcitizensmedia.com, which we are a part of that podcasting brand. You can find our other shows over there, like the Model Citizen Show, where Max got blackout drunk almost on this past week's episode.
Whoa. You were amping it up. I was not blackout drunk.
Okay, but you did say you were what, top 2 drunk in your life or something like that?
I may have said that. If that's fair, I've only been drunk one other time. So yes, it would be top 2. So
Max was I had to watch the YouTube video of that one, because that was interesting.
I had a third of a bottle of tequila.
Why?
See, I was talking to Abby about this. I just kept drinking it because I wasn't feeling it, and then it all hit me like a ton of bricks.
It was interesting. It was a fun watch, though.
I do remember you guys trying to get me to buy video games at the end. I was like, no, I can't buy video games.
Yeah, we were trying to convince a drunk Max to go purchase video games.
And then I just hung up on you. It was great.
So that was interesting. You can go find that. You can also listen to Behind the Pixel, which is Max's gaming interview show. You can also listen to Reeling in the Years, which we might also be restructuring. I'm thinking maybe we should go monthly on that one as well, but I don't know.
That's between you and Michael.
So
we need to put something out, though.
Yeah, we got to figure something out with that one. So we'll talk about that soon. As far as this show goes, you can follow us on Twitter at MGS Podcast. You can follow Max on Twitter. He's at Max the White. You can follow myself on Twitter. I am at Moreman12. You can also email us at mgspodcast@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have about the show. Just let us know what you think about Hitman or Mario Kart, or I don't know. I mean, those are things we talked about this episode. We'd love to hear from you.
Tell us your Mario Kart stories and how you have garbage luck as well.
If you think it's the worst game ever, please let me know so that I'm not in the minority on that one. And then find us on YouTube, where we record live, at least for this episode and maybe the next one too. yeah, to be brutally honest, I mean, just for a second, we'll talk about this going forward. But I think the live on YouTube stuff's going to end soon. But we'll give you more details on that moving forward. It'll make for a better audio podcast in the long run. And it's just, this is all it is. It's just me and Max recording right now. That's all the podcast live on YouTube is. I don't know anybody who's going to watch it just to see me sit in front of a green screen and you sit in front of your
Messy
steel
room.
bookshelf or whatever. Yeah, there's nothing super unique about it.
All I've got is my Last of Us poster. That's probably the only distinguishable video game thing there.
And you can see the amiibos up there too. So I guess there's that. But we might be needing that. We're gonna give you more info on that soon. So that is everything, I guess. Max will not be here next week.
I'll be out of town.
He'll be out of town. I will probably find somebody to fill in. We might just go with Max and Mario. Or not Max and Mario. Michael and Mario, potentially. Get those fellow model citizens in here with us. They're always easy to pull from. But maybe we'll go a little bit more bonkers and choose somebody else. And I don't know, because we got to do something interesting with these next couple months worth of episodes, I guess, because it's gonna be like this every show. There's not gonna be a whole lot of news, but that's fine. We got some things in the upcoming slate that we're gonna talk to you about soon with 100, because if we haven't made it blatantly obvious enough, we are doing a sort of relaunch slash rebranding slash remodel.
Making the show more bland.
Yeah, we're doing a reformatting of the show come episode 100. So we're going to do a big blowout fun episode for that. And then moving on past that, things will be a bit different, but mostly the same. And like I said, we'll give you more details on that moving forward. So just keep an eye out for those. And again, follow us on all those places and we'll make sure to give you a heads up.
The freshest of updates.
Yes, when the time comes for that. But until then, I will be back next week with episode 99 and some special guests. Max will be with his lady friend and probably some other folks somewhere.
I will be visiting my parents.
So Max will be gone, but I'll be back. And we will burn those guest bridges when we get there. So come back next week to see who's on the show. I promise we will have a great time before episode 100 when Max will come back. And we're going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'll give you more details on episode 100 next week as well, if we learn more about them. But until then, have a great week. We love you. Bye-bye.
Farewell.